What's up, people? We're going to continue this reaction to Amanda Seales and this conversation.
My name is Matt Nuclear.
Hello,
I appreciate
Matt
sharing-
Nuclear?
Matt Nuclear, yes.
Matt Nuclear, give me a better handshake than that. Let's
Thank
do
you.
it.
I
All right.
appreciate having this conversation with a beautiful black woman like yourself. This is nice, beautiful arena here. I disagree that reparations are necessary. I think the most important thing that's necessary right now for the black community would be the stopping of violence, especially black on black violence. I don't see how reparations is going to solve anything. You can give everyone here like a $50,000, especially people that are in the streets who are committing violent crimes consistently, a $50,000 check. It's not going to fix anything. It's not going to increase the median household income in the next 10 years by 10% or 20%. For example, we had the Chinese Exclusion Act of 1882. We prevented Chinese people from getting citizenship and even entering the country. We discriminated against them and basically put them under apartheid, even here in the United States. Yet they have the highest median household income. How is that possible? How come they don't complain and feel entitled consistently to beg for reparations and beg for this when they are killing each other 90% of the time, which is the rate that black people kill each other, according to the FBI?
Oh, young Matt.
Yet white people are the oppressors.
I'm not sure where your education came from, but they lied to you.
Stats don't lie, though.
Statistics lie all the time. So let's start there.
I will say that one thing I've learned in my research of startups and VC money and stuff like that is if you're smart, if you're a smart person, you know how to read data and you can make it fit almost any narrative that you want to. Any narrative that you want to. It's a skill. It is a skill. Not a lot of people have, but it's a skill.
Particularly when the statistics are coming from the sources that gain from the statistics being shown a different way. So if you're gonna start your argument on stats don't lie, you've already lost the argument. They lie all the time. Yeah. One, comparing Chinese people who are immigrants that made a choice to come to the United States and comparing the continued effort of black people to ground themselves in a nation that continues to make impediments for them to show and live and exist in their true citizenship is a false equivalency.
I don't believe that happens at all. No one here is in.
Are you acting right now? Do you really believe this?
I'm telling the truth. There's no systemic racism that I've experienced here in America.
Oh my God.
What system is racist? I think the only racism we've actually seen recently, systemic racism that we've seen, is the application of systemic racism against white people. The University of Western Washington, for example, has been trying to segregate dormitories, using black-only dormitories because black people feel safer amongst each other. But they're more likely to kill each other than white people are.
As somebody that lives in Washington, and I personally know people that went to Western Washington, it's because of the systemic racism that black people face in that area. That's why. What you just said you don't experience is exactly why. Man, this is bad. Oh my God. This is... Whoo.
I already killed him. That's just the truth. You have King Von rapping about killing other black men. Why should I think that the white man is the oppressor? When black men are more likely to kill me.
Oh my God, this is scary. You need to think about me as your mama. Do not talk to me in that fashion. So let's check that now. Okay. So on a basic level, we have to understand that systemic racism is grounded in the realities that black people have not been considered an equal human being in this country since its onset. So there's simply no way to make the argument that there isn't systemic racism, and we have seen in very clear ways the system operate in an organically racist way. Do not cut me off. When we talk about systemic racism, we can start with even the fact that redlining, which was implemented to discriminate black communities. Are you shaking your head that redlining doesn't exist?
No, I'm saying I don't think it really existed at all. I mean, no, I don't.
You just said facts don't lie. You just said that. You just said facts don't lie. So if the government themselves have said that they implemented redlining, if the government themselves have admitted that they put drugs into the black communities on purpose, how do you then turn around and say that I just don't believe it happened? Like, this is my problem with people like this who only want to think one way. And it's weird because I feel like I'm one of those black people who's in the middle on a lot of this stuff. Like, on one hand, I do agree with Amanda that reparations is something that we should have. We should get some kind of compensation, the descendants of black slaves, 100%. At the same time, I do agree with the first gentleman, Anthony, on the fact that we can't focus on crying about that and make that our entire thing. We still do have to address issues when it comes to violence and when it comes to education, financial awareness, all of those different things. Both of these can be true at the same time. Why can't I learn more about economics and how to invest in insurance rates and all of that stuff and interest rates and everything, while also saying, yeah, we need to get reparations for what our forefathers experienced in this country? You should be able to do both of those at the same time. Is it that hard?
I don't think so at all.
So it does exist. And stating that it doesn't exist doesn't make it no longer exist. Redlining absolutely exists. It is not a It is not something that's being made up. It's an empirical fact. And there are realities that exist because of redlining. We know that school systems are related to the way that property taxes are affecting the school systems. If a school system is not getting the same property value as the property taxes allow it, then it's not going to have the same efficacy at allowing for students to be able to get what they deserve. When we talk about systemic racism, we have to acknowledge that these private prisons are literally built based on the test scores of school students in third grade. So if you are literally building prisons with the onset of, okay, if these people are not reaching a certain reading level, then we know that they're going to go down a prison industrial pipeline where we can use their free labor, then how is that not systemic? And if you want to
stop them from entering prisons.
How are you going to stop people from entering prisons if your goal is to get them into prison?
Sure, make them try to be more like Ben Carson than be like King Von. That's very, very simple.
So how does King Von happen? How does King Von happen?
King Von
reparations.
Hold on,
actually, let me land the plane. Yeah. We're talking about reparations, and what you're doing is actually just trying to get this conversation off the facts. And the fact is, reparations are just and necessary because on a basic level, Black people built this country, and the country continues to thrive off of the labor that Black people put into this country. And it would behoove you, young man, to really understand the way that your ancestors put blood, sweat, and tears into this nation that is still living off of those blood, sweat, and tears. And let me also add, there are reparations and then there is remunerations. Do you know the difference?
No. Yes, but can I finish one point that I wanted to say? Ben Carson's cousins were killed at a very young.
I'm so sorry. You've been voted
out
of the majority.
Get him out of here. When she asks you, do you know the difference? I honestly don't know remunerations. I don't know that. I'm gonna have to Google it. You got to be honest and say no. You can't know everything. Like, I think what bro was saying was one of the worst. I hate hearing all the arguments he said because I grew up in the shit. I know what it is. I know what it's like. And so when I hear people like that talk, like, just don't have them go that way. Bro, I have so many friends that became gang members, that some that died. They didn't have a choice. And when I say didn't have a choice, how do you avoid being in the gang when you grow up in the gang neighborhood? All your family members are gang members, right? So you can't just leave and go live at your other family member house because they also in the gang too. They Bloods too. They Crips too. So then what? You can't just go travel across the country, right? Like, I realize as me being who I am and having the parents and the family I had a certain privilege being a Black man, living in Compton, Watts, Long Beach, Carson, and all of that. Like, because I had logical parents that went to college and got educated and stuff like that. So if the systems have been set up to keep Black people from going to college, to keep them in more dangerous neighborhoods and making them more dangerous, I don't understand, man. This was very bad argument. I expected better.
I hope some of y'all are acting. I really do. We in LA, and I hope some people in here are acting.
Sit your ass down, Anthony.
Oh, what's that on your chain?
This is a coin from Israel.
Lord have mercy.
What? Yes, you gotta go.
That's a choice that you are making for yourself.
Yes. The thing with the whole reparations thing, and I don't know, we're probably close to the same age, so maybe you can't call me.
How old are you?
I'm 32.
I am 44.
Oh, really? Oh, you look young.
Thank you. That's what water and keeping stress out of your life will do.
Really? Mm-hmm. Liberal positions are real stressful.
By the way, I wouldn't know. I'm not a liberal. Carry on.
Well, it's the liberal position because conservatives believe in hard work. We believe in going to work and working for what you got, not asking for handouts from people who never had slaves. Some of the people that you're asking for money from never had slaves. Okay. And let's talk about the fact there were also Black people that had slaves. So if you want to talk about that, how is that fair? If I'm a white person and my family fall on the side of the Union, why should I have to pay for slaves when this whole country was never all racist? Some of the founding fathers were abolitionists, and they hated slavery. And they actually put things in the Declaration of Independence and things too, because they believed that there would be a future where there would be a Black president one day, or that there would be people in leadership that were Black. There was people in the North who helped with the Underground Railroad and fought with the Union. So why is that fair for people who never had slaves, who fought against slavery, to have to pay for people that had slaves?
Bro, because they still benefited. That's simple. Like if you're the white guy right now, you can go into a bank and have terrible credit and still get a business loan easier than I can. You benefit. That's simple. And again, this is why I think the reparations conversation needs to go away from you have to give up your tax dollars, because as long as white people or some people like this feel like the money is coming out of their pocket personally or through taxes and stuff, it's going to bother them. I think it has to go be a different rate, kind of like in-kind sponsorship type stuff. If you know what that is, that's when instead of companies giving you money, they give you product or a service. So like, I think that's what the government should be doing for black people. Like, okay, we can't give you a ton of money, so we're going to give you a little bit of money here and then help with your education, help with housing, help with your businesses and stuff like that. Like that's, I think, the better roadmap here.
One, from my understanding, you are more interested in preserving the fairness of those who didn't have slaves than the fairness of those who are the descendants of slaves. That is priority to you than finding a fair way to accommodate those who have been the descendant of slaves.
Well, our ancestors wasn't asking for handouts. They were asking for equal opportunity. And we have equal opportunity in this country. We had a black president, just in case you didn't know. We had a black president and we had a black vice president. I mean, I think she was black. They said she was black. I don't know. So we had a black president, and you know who voted for that black man? White people, because you can't win a popular election in this country without white people. So Barack Obama is the product of white people. So let's get off this thing where, oh, America is so racist. What's making America so racist is people that continue to talk about racism and continue to focus on racism instead of focusing on unity and bringing our country forward. People that have this liberal mindset are infecting our communities, black people, and making us victims and not victors. I refuse to embrace a victim mentality because that's not what our grandparents and Harriet Tubman and those people fought for. They fought for equal opportunity.
Do not bring up Harriet Tubman's name in vain, baby. Please.
They said the Lord's name in vain. The Lord's name.
This argument is very, very bad. In terms of debate, it's just not, it's not good. It's not. White people, like, oh, okay, Barack Obama being president doesn't remove racism. When I'm dealing with cops or when I'm trying to get financing at a bank or housing stuff, school stuff, like Barack Obama being president as a black man does not change that racism exists, bro. It doesn't. Like, this is just bad.
Harriet Tubman was literally saving her family and others from slavery.
Yeah. You know who helped her? White people.
You know who helped her?
They were on the Underground Railroad.
Come on in. No, you know who helped her?
Come on in.
No, you know who helped her?
God and
people who benefit from white supremacy. One of the things
it's a lie. White supremacy is a lie.
My thing is, even if white people did help her, even if white people voted Obama into office, does that excuse what the atrocities that were committed? Because again, they benefit from it. That's what I'm saying. If you benefit from the system, you benefit, whether you want to or not, you benefit. I know that there are certain things in society I as a man benefit from. I know that I can walk outside and it's, honestly, since I've been living in Washington, I don't get bothered that much, bro. Like when I was in LA, yeah, I'm gonna get banged on here and there depending on where I go. If I'm wearing this kind of hat, like, yeah, but most of the time when I go outside, because I'm a 6'4" black man, I'm not gonna be bothered like that. Most people don't leave me alone because I'm a man. That's my privilege. I recognize that. Now, can I also recognize that some other men or that women have to experience certain things when they go outside from men simply because they're women? Yes. Like, you got to recognize that, man. I don't understand this idea that because some white people helped, then none of them are ever like, no, there are a lot of them that they are where they are in life. Again, I'm reading this book right here, bro. It's called The Power Law, right? And it essentially breaks down venture capital, how it got started, how companies got funded, Apple and stuff back to like Atari and all of that. A lot of the guys that are putting money into this, where do you think they get money from? Where do you think they get money from? Some of them got money because of, bro, this is a bad argument.
No, sir, that's simply not true.
There's no such, I mean,
if that were not the case, then we wouldn't see the continued effort of colonialism and white people placing themselves in positions of power when they do not have the power.
Stop.
Because
they keep cutting her off and it's bothering me. It's bothering me. You talk for 5 minutes straight. Let her go. Jesus.
Their culture, black culture is toxic. The black culture is toxic. We have produced a culture that is toxic. And let's get on the fact that there's no fathers in the black home. Let's talk about that. Let's talk about that.
None of this is gonna work if y'all are just gonna sit here and make up shit.
It's
not gonna work. No, it's a
you can't hear somebody talking, overtalk them, and then be like, well, we're having a debate. For it to be a debate, the other person has to speak without you speaking. Like, oh my God. Usually, again, I know Amanda Seales gets a bad rap, but dog, this is the third person I've seen. Third black man cut her off. She got a point on this one, bro. I know y'all not. She got a point because y'all keep cutting her off, and it's irritating me. Like, because y'all keep doing it. If she gonna be wrong, you gotta at least let her talk so she can be wrong. You're not letting her get to none of her points.
It has to be in facts.
You're putting off emotional liberalism right now.
I am not putting off emotional liberalism. You're putting off unfounded lies based in conservatism.
Misinformation. Remember they did the misinformation thing all summer where everything conservatives did. They said misinformation.
You're carrying a chain around your neck of an apartheid nation that actively wants to harm black people and non-Jewish people. But let me bring it back. Let me bring it back. That was not happening in the context that you're saying.
I hate when guys do shit like this and then call women emotional. You can't do this. You can't do this and then be like, well, she's being emotional. Bro, you're literally talking. Every time she talks, you start talking. It's absurd. Put the flags up. Get out of here.
Black people still sell their own people today, too, by the way.
I don't know if I'm going to last.
We're selling our own people today, too.
I don't know if I'm going to last.
You probably won't last with me.
I won't because your ignorance is so overwhelming.
See, that's liberals. Y'all start name-calling when y'all get defeated in an argument.
You won't have an argument because you keep cutting me off.
Well, that's fine if they don't let me come back up. I made my point.
You didn't make your point.
I made my point.
You haven't made your point. And let me just tell you about your point. You started off saying, we believe in hard work.
Yeah.
And we believe in being compensated.
Reparations is not, though.
Stop talking.
Reparations is not hard work. It's stealing. It's Robin Hood.
Oh my God.
You said you believe in hard work.
Yes.
And you believe in being compensated for hard work.
Yes.
Were slaves compensated for their work?
They weren't compensated for their work. But why?
There should be no but. How is there a but? Oh my God. What the fuck? How do you say, bro, what? That's literally the definition of slavery. Is being forced to do something you don't want to do and there's no compensation. Oh my God. See, this is why I can't be a conservative. I do agree with some of the points, but when I hear people like this talk, I cannot be aligned with guys like this, bro. I can't, because this is insane. It's insane. Slavery is one of the few things where it's like, that we all know what it is. It's still happening today in other countries around the world. You can't go to those countries in Africa and where the Muslims are out there. They're getting rid of people now. It's a lot of crazy stuff happening in the world right now. Bro, this is insane. I've never seen a worse argument. This is bad.
Should people who are sitting at home playing video games, smoking marijuana,
are you sitting at home playing a video game? Are you sitting at home playing a video game?
The people that they're wanting
Am
reparations
I sitting at home playing a video game? No.
And I don't know
who these people are that you're talking about, because the majority of the black community is not sitting at home playing video games.
Even what he said on the point of the black fathers aren't in the home, it's wrong. Black fathers are the most active fathers, the most present. Like, that's what I'm saying. A lot of these conservative talking points, they say the liberals are emotional. What he's saying is emotional. He's talking about the worst version of black man that he knows. That's what people like him do. The worst version, like the other guy, who is he? This kid right here who kept bringing up King Von earlier in the clip. You think about the worst version of black men. You're not thinking about the black men that are college educated, that do own businesses, that, you know, that are active in the community. Like, the drug dealers, that's a small portion of black men. The murderers, the gang members, that's a small portion of black men. Now, in terms of online, like black culture, it's pushed to the forefront. 100%, I'll give you that. But that is not the existence of most black men. Like, most black men are not somebody's baby daddy. Over half of black men don't even have kids. Guys like this just talk, and it's really emotional. It's really ignorant. This is embarrassing, man. Like, I'm embarrassed for this guy. I don't know who he is. He probably some online personality or whatever, but this was absolutely atrocious. Let me know what y'all think in the comments.